Okay, so for today's Conversion Corner, I want to talk about fonts. Well, fonts and colors. Now, a lot of you guys have different testing regimens. You know, I want to test this, I want to test this headline, I want to test this copy box, I want to test this design, this layout, whatever. Those are amazing things. All of them are amazing. But I want to challenge you to think about your font usage too. Are you being strategic with the number of fonts that you're using? Are you being strategic with the mixing of certain fonts for your headlines? Some of the greatest resources you'll ever find for font usage are the magazines that are sitting on the rack at the newsstand. So as you're going through the grocery store aisle, or if you're walking by a newsstand if you live in the big cities, look at or take a picture of all of the magazines that are competing for eye attention. These guys have been competing for it for a very, very long time. We are infants in the grand scheme of these things. And if you look at the design outline of these top magazines that are out there, especially in particularly those that apply to your designated avatar for this specific inbound funnel, right? So you may have the same product that you sell to 3 different avatars, and you have 3 different ways in which you sell to them. Look at that avatar's specific magazines, if you will, and how are those structured. Obviously, someone who, let me rephrase. Obviously, the structure, the font, and the color usage for Scientific American is going to be different than that of Cosmo. Do not copy Cosmo for a Scientific American avatar. You get it? This is nothing to do with anything but colors and fonts. You can look at the design outline. I mentioned that, yes, but I want you to pay close attention to the color and the font usage. We ran a test recently, and we got a 20% increase in conversion ratio just by changing the font. That's ridiculous. We changed from a font we all liked just on a whim to a font that nobody liked. And that freaking font nobody liked just crushed it for conversion. We were all blown away. All of us were like, what the hell? This doesn't make any sense. Well, we analyzed it and figured out why it made sense, and it did make sense, but none of us really liked it. But you know, the numbers spoke for themselves. Our audience liked it. Let me rephrase. The buyers in our audience liked it. So they're the people who we were wanting to make sure we listened to. So we did that. We actually ended up changing the font in the sales letter to this new font, which we just couldn't even fathom why they were doing that. But for some reason, they just really like it. So take a look at your colors and your font usage. You may find that the things that you don't like, in our particular case, dark colored backgrounds, white text, which I've run a number of tests in different marketplaces for other niches, and it never worked. But in this niche, it worked. They liked dark colors, white text, and they liked the Times New Roman font. Those 3 things. And I was like, what? What is going on? This sucks. But yet, those people liked it. So, test your fonts, test your colors, and remember your avatar. And hopefully that will serve you well for this week's Conversion Corner.